folks. Yeah, we're right between -12 and -6. I don't know that well. I have to look at it because I don't like wearing my headphones because it feels impeding. That's kind of a nice intro. I don't know if we're going to go with the intro. I don't know if we're going to go with that. I don't know if we're going to keep that in. Folks, this is episode 9 of Curious Tom. And I feel pretty impressed that we've made it this far. We're almost to our centennial episode. Does centennial mean 10? Are we loud? I don't know. I'm not wearing my headphones because I think we're a little loud. I found that I feel impeded. Yeah, we were definitely loud there. And I apologize for that. I don't like wearing headphones because it feels impeding. It feels like I can't move my head in the way that I want to. It feels like you can't really see my whole face. I feel like I can't be as expressive. I use my ears to express myself, okay? Can you wiggle your ears? Guy who's not there? Guy who's listening but not actually there, can you wiggle your ears? 'Cause I can. And if you can't, I think that's something that you should work on, because it might save your life one day. What a funny way to start. what a good strong bit. What a strong opening bit to start the podcast. I'm not gonna lie to you. It feels weird to not have headphones on, but I'm committed to doing it. I've committed already. I've said that I'm not doing it, and so I'm not going to do it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It feels weird, but I can't back out of my word right now. I definitely don't think I started recording. Can I check? No, I did. I did. Dude, what a chaotic start. There's people walking by. And now that I don't have headphones, I feel a little bit more embarrassed to be doing this in my apartment, because there are people walking by and they could definitely hear what I'm saying. But when I wore headphones, I didn't really hear or notice everyone walking by. But now I do notice because I'm not wearing headphones, okay? And I'm making the intro of this podcast really a lot about headphones. I'm really focusing on the headphones part of this. This is a headphones forward part of the podcast so far. My God, this is stream of consciousness, okay? There's no point to this podcast. This is what the idea of the podcast is. Okay, so I missed the week. I apologize. I was too busy. And I put on my story to go touch grass or tell a loved one that you love them, and I hope you did, because it's important to share your feelings when you feel like you enjoy someone or you appreciate their presence. It's important to tell them that, I find. I just sounded like I was about to cry there, but I wasn't. Fuck you. I wasn't about to cry. That's not what was going on. And now I feel that we're at a good volume right now. It's important. I hope that you did. I hope that you called one of your loved ones. If you're lucky, it was your mom or dad. I'm lucky that I consider my mom and dad loved ones. It's my dad's birthday today, actually. Go. No, don't do anything. don't do anything for my dad's birthday unless you're part of my family and listening to this. But happy birthday, Robert. Appreciate you. Good dad. What is a good dad moment that I could tell on this podcast? Oh, one thing that he used to like doing, and people, I kind of thought this was like sort of quaint and silly and fun. But some people, everyone I tell this to, their mind is kind of blown. I'm gonna take a sip of this real quick. It's Miller High Life. I'm having a beer. Fuck you. It's 6:07 p.m. I'm having one beer on a weekday. Okay, not gonna have another. Okay, fuck you. It's fine. Here's a fun story about my dad. People think this is crazy. My dad was a stay-at-home dad, so he spent the majority of the day with us. And my mom was making money. She's a doctor, so she was off. She was off working, and during the day he had 3 little ones to take care of, and we would drive him crazy, and he would need a second to himself. So if he needed a second to himself, what he would do is he would take a handful of chocolate chips and he would throw them in the backyard, and he said that would buy him 10 minutes as we were out in the backyard searching for the chocolate chips. I only have a vague memory of that happening, but that's something that he would do to buy himself to buy himself some time. Another dad story. So we had chickens growing up, and we had this rooster. I can't remember if we got the rooster on purpose, which if we did, that was a rookie mistake. You don't want a rooster, okay? They're very loud and aggressive. And we had this rooster that was attacking my younger sister, who was 2 at the time. She was a little toddler, and this rooster would jump up at her and try to claw her. And so my dad told us, he was like, if he does it one more time, then we're gonna kill him. And we were, I don't know what was going on with this, but we were really pumped at the idea of him killing this rooster in front of us. We were maybe 2, 4, and 6 years old, and so we were like, we want to see this. We want to see my dad kill this rooster. So we were kind of excited about that. And my brother came in, who was 4, and he was like, Dad, the rooster attacked Charlie again. And my dad was like, really? And he was like, I think so. Which is a pretty funny way to lie when you're 4. I think so. I feel like it absolves some of the responsibility, because if you say I think so, then you're not making a distinct claim, so they can't say that you're lying because you think so. And if it's wrong, and if they didn't happen, then you can just be like, oh, sorry, I thought that. So that's some pretty good 4-year-old logic. To lie. Again, psycho behavior. I wanted to see it die too. But we were really pumped on my dad cutting this thing's head off. That's what he said he was going to do. He was going to cut his head off. But then, sure enough, same day, my dad looked out the window and saw my sister in the yard, and the chicken flew up and tried to claw her for the second or third time. And my dad was like, all right, time to kill it. And we went, yay! And so my dad gathered us all around, and he grabbed the chicken, and we put its head between 2 nails on a stump so it held still. He grabbed a hatchet and chopped the head off. And you know how they say running around with a chicken like a chicken with its head cut off? Well, that really happens. I don't know if you've ever seen what happens when you chop a chicken's head off, but it really runs around, and you don't really want that, because sometimes they'll flap their wings so hard as they're running around that they'll break or dislocate their wings, which you don't want when you're cooking it, because it looks all weird or it doesn't cook well. I don't know. And maybe it releases a stress hormone that makes it not taste as good. I don't know. There's more humane ways to kill a chicken than cutting its head off. But we didn't know that. We were fresh chicken owners. So it ran around the yard for a good minute or so, and we thought that was hilarious. Another dad story involving killing an animal is what was it? Okay, we got these things called guinea hens. And what guinea hens are an animal that is designed genetically to be the most annoying creature possible. It's like it's designed specifically, it's bred to be the worst guy at a party. The guinea hens are the actual, they're the worst creature walking. It's them and mosquitoes. It's a close race between guinea hens and mosquitoes for being the worst creatures that God has given this earth. They're basically meant to be alarms, so it makes sense. They do serve a function, so maybe that puts them ahead of mosquitoes narrowly. They're meant to be a farm alarm. I don't know if we bred them. I don't know how they happen, but they don't do meat. They don't have any eggs or anything. They just are extremely loud. That's the whole idea. They're extremely loud, and they alert you. They alert the farmer if there's like a coyote or a wolf or a hawk or something snooping around. So it's like an alarm bell. That's the entire purpose. But we didn't. I don't know if that's why we got them. I think we got them because we wanted like the cool farm aesthetic, and it was like some birds that we could just have wandering around our property. And the problem with them is that they would make this grating sound The sound, I cannot describe the sound. Look it up if you want. The sound of a guinea hen. It's the worst sound that could come out. It's like a screech. It's like if, I don't know, it's like two rusty, it's like rusty brakes, but combined with a turkey's gobble. It's horrible. And they would do that every morning at 4 a.m. And so we would wake up from these guinea hens screeching at 4 a.m. And one day they disappeared. And my dad was like, "Oh, there's another person. There's another person." My dad was like, "Oh, I guess an owl took him." "Oh, sorry guys, I guess an owl took him." And then we got old enough, and he was like, "I killed those motherfuckers. I killed those guys." Plenty of other dad stories. Lots of dad stories. I think that's enough. Happy birthday, Dad. Go buy his book, Return of the Manitou, which I talked about on the last episode. I'm like 2/3 of the way done with it right now. It's awesome. Okay, I know I'm a biased party, but it's a great book. So happy birthday. Go read his book. I'm going to go back for Thanksgiving, and I'm very excited. Okay? Oh, I noticed that I say K a lot, so I've been consciously trying to say that less. So if you notice that I said K a lot, I also noticed as I was playing it back. It might have taken me 8 episodes to notice, but I noticed, and I am trying to change my ways. See right there? See that pause that I did? That normally I would say K right there. K? But I'm trying to change. I'm trying to reduce the amount of K's and likes. There's going to be ums, okay? Oh, there we go. That was natural, okay? That was not an intentional slip up. There's going to be ums. There's going to be ums for sure, but I'm trying to take away the K's. I'd play this back, and there's like a million K's before I did that. I don't think I've been saying K a lot, but you never know. I finally lost a roast battle, so shout out Jeff Dow, dude. Shout out Jeff Dow, dude. That guy did his fucking homework. I don't want to say what he did to beat me, but it was embarrassing. He beat me handedly. It was not close. It was not a close match. I had been beating the first one I did. I won pretty handedly. The second one was a little bit closer, but I still won. And then the last one was, it was. I don't want to say I totally bombed. It was pretty close to a total bomb. I was getting weird with it. I'd been getting all these compliments on how creative and stuff my jokes were. So I did that. I tried to be creative. And they weren't into it. I just wasn't funny enough. And Jeff Dow was very fun. I'm not trying to take away from Jeff. But he listened to a bunch of this podcast. He might be listening to this now. He really he did so much homework. He went weird with it, man. He went deep. I don't want to say what he did again, but he went hard, okay? He went really hard. And it was pretty funny. It was really good. One thing he did say, I'll say, he called me Twink 182. That's hilarious. That's really good. That's hard to come back from. I imagine that he's gonna win the whole thing. So if you're listening to this, Jeff, which you said that the podcast sucked, which did hurt my feelings. It's in a roast battle, but that did hurt my feelings a little bit. And it's not for everyone. Okay, some people like it, but he said he didn't like it in the roast, which was tough to hear. He said he listened to 3 episodes. It's good content. I'm putting a lot out there in the world. I'm telling you a lot of things on this podcast. There's a lot that you could listen to on this and roast me from. But it's tough. It's tough. It was a tough loss. I'm not going to lie to you. It stung. But the bright side was, I'll tell you why I'm saying was in a second. The bright side was that I didn't have to go out to Rosemont again. I was like, well, I lost. That sucks, but I don't have to go out to Rosemont again, thankfully. Rosemont, if you're listening and you don't know Chicago, is an hour, well, it's like 40 minutes outside of Chicago, but I would have to go out at like 5:30 because it's during rush hour, and it takes me an hour and a bit to get there. It's a brutal trek for a one roast battle. So it was kind of annoying that I have to go back and miss, and I couldn't write any material. So I was like, well, I lost, but on the bright side, the nice thing is that I don't have to go out to Rosemont anymore. And then 2 days ago, Chris Greco, the main roast battle guy, DM'd me and was like, hey, you want to be a feature battle on the final? And I said yes immediately because I'm a whore. I'm a whore for stage. I said yes immediately. It's part of the 312 Festival, so they might have, a kind of a famous, more well-known headliner on. So I said yes because I'm a slut for the stage. Even though all my friends know I was whining and moaning and bitching about having to go out there all the time. And then I was like, well, I lost, but thank God I don't. And then I got offered another gig out there. I was like, yeah, I'll do it, Daddy. Yes, Chris. Yes, Daddy. I'll do it for you. So I'm Chris's little bitch now. I belong to Chris Grieco. Shout out Chris Grieco. I respect what you do, and I respect Roast Battle a lot. And I do enjoy doing it, but I just don't like having to go out to Rosemont to do it. And I just think it's funny that I was complaining about having to go out, and then you offered me something, and I said yes immediately. So shout out Chris. I don't know who I'm battling yet. Okay, I don't know what else I wanted. We're 15 minutes in. I have to. One thing that I think we're gonna have to do on this podcast. I don't know how much time I can do. I don't know how many 30 minutes episode of just me talking I can do. I don't know. I could do infinite. I could do it every week for sure. I could do it every week. But I don't know how long that's going to be interesting for you all. I don't know how long that's going to be interesting to listen to. So there's going to be guests soon. I have to order more. I have to order another mic and maybe some more headphones and whatnot. But there's going to be some guests, and I promised my friend Parker David that he would be the first guest on the podcast. So look out for that coming soon. I think that we need to spice it up a little bit, and I don't want it to be just two guys talking. Not just because I don't want it to be two guys. I just don't want the whole idea of the podcast to be just like two fellas chatting. I think there's too many podcasts that can be boiled down to two fellas chatting. So I want to have people that I can riff with, that are down for a bit, and then also to have maybe a point to the more of an interview style thing. It can be more of an interview. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out. But look for guests on Curious Tom in the future. Maybe I can't swing it by next week. But happy Halloween. This is coming out the Monday after Halloween. Happy Halloween to those who celebrate. I celebrate privately. That's an office joke. I'm joking. I played kickball and was Spider-Man, and then for the kickball game, and then I also was the guy from Sinners, the vampire, the Irish vampire from Sinners. I got little teeth, little vampire teeth. Can you hear this? Yeah, you can hear that. I got little vampire teeth, and then I got like some suspenders, and I got some blood on my face, and I think I looked pretty good. And that's the end of my Halloween bit. That's as much riffing. That's about as much riffing as I can do on Halloween. That's about what I can accomplish. Okay? Why come you didn't do more? Why come you didn't do more riffing on Halloween, Tom? Because I couldn't think of anything else. Because my brain has been infected by Roast Battle, and I haven't been articulating myself. I haven't been able to articulate myself. I've felt like I've had brain fog the past few weeks. I don't know what's going. Well, I have a few theories, but I won't get into it. Speaking of people, I don't want to get messy. Never mind. I could be messy here. I could be messy. I could talk shit right now. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it classy on this podcast. That's one thing you gotta know about me. I'm gonna keep it classy. I'm not a messy guy. I don't like sticking my nose where it doesn't belong, like in butts or anything like that. I don't want to put my nose up anyone's booty unless they really want me to. Unless there's involved consent, enthusiastic consent on my part, and we figured out a way to make it enjoyable. But other than that, outside of a situation like that, I don't want my nose up anyone's butt. That sounds icky. I don't want my nose to be, I want my nose to be on my face. Thank you very much. I don't want it to go anywhere else. I want it to be on my face, and I don't want it to be anywhere else. I don't want it to be in the street. I don't want to be sniffing around like a dog, and I most certainly do not want it in anyone's booty. Hey, you know what? That was a pretty good riff. I'm trying to be more positive on this podcast. My friend Elaine said that I was saying that I was bad. That I said the podcast was bad, and you know what? She's right. And I was talking down about it, and I don't want. And for the love of God, please buy tickets to the Den Theater on November 15th, because we have to. It's 2 weeks out, and we have to sell tickets. We simply must. We're in a kind of a tight spot. We need to be selling tickets. And I don't know exactly how we're gonna do that, but we gotta fill 54 seats. You understand me? You understand that we have to sell 54 seats, and it's going to be really brutal if we don't, because we are spending a lot of money on this. So anyways, the link is going to be on my Instagram to buy tickets by the time this is out. It's also, I reposted a bunch of skits. Some of you saw the skit. Sorry, I just had to adjust my crotch there. That was gross. I'm sorry. Can I hold on 1 second? Yeah, some of you saw the sketches that I posted. Those are fun, huh? Those are fun. I like those sketches. But anyways, yeah, on that Instagram that we linked to, the Comedy Collective, go buy some tickets if you feel they're gonna be $25, which is kind of pricey, but it's the Den. We're spending a lot for the room. It's gonna be me, Nick, and Will, and what's his name? God damn it. A headliner that I'm totally blanking on his name right now. I haven't met him, but he's fantastic. I think December we're gonna fly someone in, but he's coming all the way from Michigan. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great show. So you should do that. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I was thinking recently. Okay, I don't know if I should. No, I don't. I think it's fine. I was thinking recently that I don't know if it's. I'm gonna record a part and then I might delete it. Okay, so I was thinking recently about how some guys with really hot girlfriends get insecure about that, and they get nervous about having a girlfriend that's way more attractive than them. And I just have to say, I love it. Okay? I'm a big fan of it. All right? Doesn't make me I feel pretty good about myself. She is so much better looking at me, it's confusing. And look, man, I know I'm a catch, okay? I'll say it. I know I'm pretty, okay? I'll say that. I know I have this. I'm not so humble that I'll say I'm not pretty, because we'd just be lying, okay? I'm a pretty guy, and that's fine. That's fine to say. I think that's fine to say. I have a unique appeal, whatever. I have other good qualities. I think I'm funny. I'm emotionally secure. I don't get defensive ever. I have plenty of good qualities. There's no reason that I should be with a lady of this caliber. She's insane. Like, you see her and it's like, what did he do? What's going on? You see us together, you're like, what's happening? And I love that. I love the idea of people looking at me and going, but there's something going on. He had to trick her or something. Like, he must be rich or really funny or have a huge penis, and I'm not rich and I'm not that funny, so you do the math. No, like, it's a pleasant feeling to be out with her and see people clock us and like go, what's going on with that? That doesn't make sense. I don't get it. And I'm not saying this from a perspective like of insecurity at all. Like, I know I'm a good looking guy, whatever. She's so much better looking at me. It's confusing. It's like I like it. I like being attached at her hip and being a little gremlin. Okay, and I've talked about my girlfriend a good amount on this podcast, and so I'm sorry, Carla. You might be listening to this. I'm sorry if I'm talking about you too much. But I thought that was funny. I thought that was a funny idea, and I thought that I would share it with you now. I don't know what else I'm going to talk about today. I didn't have anything at all prepared to talk about. Let me take a sip of this and then decide. ICE is in Chicago. You need to go out and defend your community. Sorry to get all serious on ya. Sorry. Oh, this is a comedy podcast. I thought you weren't getting political. I know I said I wasn't going to get political in the beginning because I was like, y'all know where I stand on things. I don't need to explain myself. Fuck that, dude. It's getting real out here. It's getting real as fuck out here. It's scary, okay? It's a scary time to be alive in the city because people are getting picked up randomly off of the street. It's terrifying, okay? Someone at the Laugh Factory, a night manager at the Laugh Factory, just got grabbed. They kidnapped him, basically. He got released, thankfully, but they're pressing charges against him or some bullshit. I don't know. It's a scary time. It's a scary time, and you need to go out and you need to defend your community against these literal monsters that are in the city, okay? These people are literal monsters, and they're in the city. And I know everyone listening to this knows that, but I'm saying that these are pussy freaks that never got laid in high school, have hate in their hearts, and have the IQ of a squirrel. Okay, you have to be literally stupid. You have to be dumb and hateful to be an ICE officer. You have to be pussy freaks to be there. I don't know. I have other words for them. I was talking with my friend about this, about like the usefulness of using strong language against them. Like, because my friend's gay, and he was like, would it be okay to call them F-slur R words? And I don't know. I kind of mentioned a few episodes ago, is that a useful thing? Because if you call them fascist, that's just noise to them. But if you call them an F-slur R word, then that might get their attention, is all I'm saying. I'll leave it up to you to interpret it. But anyways, there are people going out with whistles, blowing them anytime they see an ICE officer, ICE agent, ICE fucking Secret Service, Secret Police motherfucker, bitch-ass motherfuckers. There's people that go out and like walk kids from school home because they're nervous. They'll go and stand outside of restaurants run by immigrants. There are group chats where you can send locations of ICE officers. There's people following ICE officers on bikes. There's a lot of good work that people are doing, and if you have the time or energy or resources to do it, I would encourage you to go out and support in any way you can, because there's some very cool community activism going on. These people are freaks. These people are freaks. Okay, I'm not afraid to say it. These people are literal freaking, like, little pussy psycho weirdos. I can't say all and they're irredeemable. These people are not. I don't think these people can be reintegrated into society. I don't think. I can't ever see a world where someone 30 years from now says to me that they were an ICE officer and they went into Chicago and disappeared a bunch of people off the street, and me going, oh, that's okay. I don't think these people are not. Anyways, I'm really proud of the city and what we've done. And the last thing that I want to say is that the only way that we can really punish these people, the only way that we can really use the only tools that we have for resistance are protesting and withholding our labor. I think the mayor called for a general strike, which is absolutely crazy that an establishment Democrat mayor said something like that. That was shocking to me, that an establishment Democrat mayor called for a general strike. That was awesome. I think people are ready for it. I've talked to people who aren't that politically active, that have never, been super involved in politics or even paid attention, that are down for a strike right now. It's worked in the past, okay? We've been able to achieve change. We've been able to achieve some pretty significant change by withholding our labor. In France, they do it all the time. I've talked about that on this podcast before. If there's any grievance that the French people have, they will stop working because they understand that their labor is very powerful. So I'm not saying don't go to work tomorrow. Just get ready and talk to your coworkers about the possibility of doing something like that, because I think that's the only way that's coming, or that's the only way that we can. That's the only way that we can really punish these people. It's by bringing the economy to a halt. People react swiftly when that happens. So yes, and Chicago is so cool. It's been at the center of political worker activism, worker shit for a long time. And I don't know. Get ready. folks, I think that it's coming, and I've reached out to a lot of comedians, and thank you for those of you who have responded to me and are interested in doing something like this, because it's really the only way that we can. Okay, that's all I wanted to say about that. Folks, we're at a cool 30 minutes right here. I think I'm gonna stop. And I hate to end on a negative note like that, on a serious note, and you know, I'll get back to being goofy next episode. I was for the majority of this episode, I think. I don't know what it sounded like because I couldn't hear myself. I think it was good. Who's to say? Folks, this is Curious Tom, episode 9. I'm not gonna say out yet. I'm gonna encourage you again to go and find a loved one and tell them you love them. Curious Tom, episode 9, out.